do will go a long way to help you. And these are what innovations are. Risk taking, we've talked about the resource management. A lot of resources, you have to manage it. And how? By your way of life, everything that you do. These things that as a graduate you need to take home. And I want you to please, by His grace, just write and put it down. Maybe later you walk with it. And for every one of us, it can help us and take us to greater heights as we walk in this realm of the Spirit. Outside this church, who is Shola? Who is Damilola? Outside the church, builders of ideas, businesses, and communities. That is who you are. You are builders of ideas, builders of community. You are just not a cold room. A lot of you, and they brought it to place. And that is who you are. You are building ideas, you're building businesses and community. That's the first one. The second one, what is your purpose? What is your purpose in life? What you have learned here equips you to solve real world problems and create value. Don't just think you've come to do all these, research work, all those things. Wonderful things. The class work, they are good. But outside the class work, who are you? What is your purpose? Your purpose, what you have learned here equips you to solve real world problems and create value. That is your purpose. Amen. At times, maybe the place I work now is a fintech space. And let me tell you the simple truth. I think I'm the oldest. My MD is less than 40. All the so-called C-suits, they are all less than 40. I'm the oldest. But the question is, what am I doing in that space? Why? Nobody knows except few people that are closer to me in the church. And those 2 years, I went out to learn so many things. So I did digital analysis. I learned about data. And when I was doing it, and I paid for this thing, the question is, why am I doing all that? But you invest in yourself. You had value to your life. You scaled. So when that job came, and I spoke to some of those things. I know one of them was saying, you are not from the Big Four. I say it does not matter whether Big Four. Whatever the Big Four knows, I know better. That's the way I answered. And before the meeting, they just shut their interview this thing. So I told my colleague in the office, I said, I'm not even interested in this job. So let me go. But let me tell you, by 5 p.m., I saw calls coming. And the head of HR was saying, Shola, you are the one. Everybody is saying it's you. I was wondering, what did I say differently? You understand? But it's just gold. So you have to invest. You must add value to yourself. Amen. Now, what is your influence? What is your influence? Somebody talked about it. I think it was the pastor. I was talking about influence. You must lead with integrity. You must impart your chosen field. You must lead with integrity. Integrity has no midpoint. I tell people in those days in bank when we do interview for entry and some mid-levels role, and we ask people, can you scale us? Can you tell us, can you scale yourself between 1 to 10? On integrity-wise, who are you? And somebody will tell us 80%. Somebody will say 70%. Anything less than 100% is not an integrity. You don't have integrity. Integrity is absolute number. And I hope our lives will be full of integrity. That when somebody gave you money just went off. Let me tell you, you've written your, how will I call it? You've already written your CV by yourself. And that person, I call it, you've already written your CV by yourself. And that person, you can't get job from that person. And the referrals that should come through that person is already blocked for life. And that is what we are saying. And we see it happen in church.